Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis, and in this video, we're going to install VirtualBox over the top of FreeBSD. This is the handbook page for installing VirtualBoxes or virtualization, and what we're looking for is FreeBSD as the host machine with VirtualBox. So let me click on that, and that's 22.6, and it's quite a little small read here. What I did was I basically copied and pasted the exact stuff into my notepad here. But we'll do the same thing. I tried this once, a couple times actually, to use the ports to install it. And I'll interject somewhere in between here and show you the errors that I received. You see the hashtag that indicates doing it as root. And I can see I got the same thing right here. So let me paste this. I can see the end of that. And we can say right off the bat, we can say make install clean. Just copy and paste that. All right, here we go. And this is going to take quite a bit of time. Okay, so it's 5:13:45, and no matter what I did, I still came up with these same errors at the end of it. I waited all that time, did all that work, watched all them programs go in and out, and still ended up with a failure. I'm going to have to look those up. Copy those right now and look those up. And if I can come up with any answers, I'll show you. If I can't, sorry about that. I did try to install it through the ports. But I've decided that I'm not going to install it using the ports because I failed twice, and I'm not sure why. But here's the wiki, if you will, or the handbook page for installing VirtualBox. I'm not going to use the ports, but it does say right here it's available as a package or a port. So that means that you could install it using the command line and then VirtualBox, and that would install it for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use Octopkg. Bring up Octopkg. I'm going to click on this little folder, box of folder view, and I'm going to type in VirtualBox. Press enter. Now, here you'll see one of the reasons why I do it this way is because I'm going to install it as well. I'm going to install this VBox tool. We go back to info. It provides effective control of VirtualBox machines. We're going to also install virtualbox-ose. We want the additions and the kmod. Now you could do the same thing in a terminal by typing in pkg install vbox-os, etc. All these commands. I just like doing it here, and it's exactly the same. You'll see the command executing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. It'll calculate the dependencies that it needs. Just there's only actually 3. All right. Click OK or yes, and let this install. So let's briefly go through here. Once we get this installed, we need to make some additional changes to the VirtualBox for it before it works the first time. And here they're showing you to edit the kernel, modify the kernel with this command right here. So that's going to put it in the kernel in the boot modules. And we're going to go to our bootloader.conf and just follow the directions right here. Let's see where we're at here. Command is finished. Well, that was quick. See if there's any bad warnings. It even tells you here at crc.conf, vboxnet equals yes. For USB support, It's basically saying, repeating what we're going to read over here and what we're going to do. Running VirtualBox's non-root user may fail with fatal error. If you experience that's because of the network troubleshooting. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out because what I'm seeing is right here. It even gives you some web pages. So bring up a terminal. Copy that. Back to my terminal. I'll go ahead and sign in as that super user. Right, then I Control-Shift-B. Press enter. Now that's loaded into the kernel. So now it says we need to go to our bootloader.conf. And we're going to use EE or the easy editor. Control-Shift-B. Go to our bootloader.conf. And you can see some of the stuff that I've added already, like the kern BT Y equals BT, auto boot delay, I adjusted that, cues for my webcam, and sound driver load, yes. All right, so here, let's see, we got a copy and paste VBox driver. So it starts when we start. All right, I'm going to escape, hit the escape key, leave the editor, and save the changes. Control-L will clear the screen. All right, now in order to enable networking, we need to go into our exorcise.conf file. So we got EE, Control-Shift-B. So this is where you enable the startup services. You can see these top four came in, or I did during the actual installation. Then the webcam D you'll need if you're going to have a video camera, and the mixer for the sound. So now we're in our exorcise.conf file. We need to copy this in here or type it, either way. All right, I'm in easy editor. Press escape, leave the editor, save the change. Control-L will clear the screen. See what else we got to do now. All users will need access. If we want all users to have access, we need to run this command right here. And I'll make a modification before we do that because my username is Dennis. And all the rest of that is right. PW group mod VBox users space -m username. Hit enter. Now we can go into that group folder, and right there is VBox users Dennis. Okay, so escape, leave the editor, clear the screen. Okay, the default permissions for the VBox Net CTL are restrictive and need to be changed for bridge networking. So now we need to run these commands. We're going to modify and change owners first. No such file or directory, which means basically I think I need to reboot. Yeah, I'm going to have to reboot. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of these though. Make these permissions change permanent. Add this to the etc dev fs or device fs. We're going to add, something's not right. Oh, escape, leave the editor, bring that last command up, and it slash, // Now we go in there. Page down all the way to the bottom. Create me a space. Hopefully this will just let me copy and paste both of them at the same time. It's telling me that it was dangerous, but I'm going to do it anyway. I make sure it's right here. Yep. Escape. Leave the editor. Save the changes. Control-L, clear the screen. Now it says here, it jumps the gun a little bit and says we could start it by typing in VirtualBox as a typical user or not a super user. But we want USB support. So we got to make sure that we're in the operator group. We were just in there. Let me go back to Etsy group and make sure that we're already a member of the operator, which is right here. So yeah, I'm already a member. Okay. See the editor, Control L, clear the screen. To add the following the Etsy dev F file system rules, or create this file if it does not exist. But we have to create this file, not already there, with the easy editor. Now, see that it wasn't, we just made this file. Copy and paste this. Prompt saying it's a possible bad command. All right, so to load these new rules, add the following to the etcrc.conf, which is right here. Go back into there. I think we were already there. Probably can just up there with that back. etcrc.conf. There it is. We're looking to put in device file system underscore system. If I'm not mistaken. I thought that was already in there. Must have been another video. All right, so I'm going to just copy that over. And there it is. So dev fs underscore system underscore rule set equals in double quotes system. So I'm going to escape, leave the editor and save the changes. Control L, clear the screen. Now we could just restart that, but I'm going to be forced to reboot. We already saw that hold was in there enabled, so we don't have to worry about that. One last thing that we can do before we reboot, we need to go into Etsy dev fs.conf and add these 3 lines to make it possible to use CDs and DVDs. So let me open that up. Page down. What I thought we'd already been in here. Could have done both of these at the same time. Could have. But it's not the way that it's laid out. So, unsafe, but I don't care. Well, I do care, but all right. That should do it. Escape. Leave the editor. Save the changes. Control L. Clear the screen. So, all right, that'll do it. All right, so that's it. I just need to reboot and then try to run these 2 commands right here. Nope, not there. Here, up one. Right here. To change ownership and to modify them. Close that out. Close out my notes. Stop the recording and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So before I try to run those commands, let me go back in and find my notes here. FreeBSD, BSD note, VirtualBox, and the command that we wasn't able to run right here is here. So let me bring up a terminal. I haven't tried to open VirtualBox. I'm sure it's in my menu. Let's find out. Yep, right there. But I'm not going to open it yet until we try these commands. And the hashtag means you run that as root. Instead of just signing in as root, I'm just going to run sudo. And there we went. That's all it was the. So remember, restart before you run this command. This should have been in a different order here. And there we go. Now we've changed permission or changed the owner and modified the file. Close that out. So as you just saw, these commands right here, the default permissions for the VBox.net CTL are restrictive and need to be changed for bridge networking. This command will not work until you reboot. I'm going to take for myself, and so you can see it too. I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to come down here because we did all of this stuff. Yep, we did all of that. Put a little space there, Control V. Now I'm going to put in here 3, 2, and then run the following. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to Control S to save this file. I'll minimize it instead of closing it. Let's go find VirtualBox. I'm going to go ahead and put that right on my panel. Come over here and say move, right click, select move. Bring it up to here. Now let's open it up, see what she looks like. See, we do have some extensions. We do have the VNC, input, update, language, all the typical stuff here. Okay. I do have a ISO that we can try it out with here. We'll go to expert mode and do all this at once if I can. Okay. Settings. System processor 2. Turn that floppy down. Uncheck it. I'll just leave it as BIOS and not enable the EFI. Display. Turn that memory all the way up. Right here, click plus. Go to add. FreeBSD. Say open. Choose. Okay. Let's see if it'll start up. So far, it looks like it is. And that's how you install FreeBSD on FreeBSD. I'm sorry, that's how you install VirtualBox onto FreeBSD. You saw it was straight out of the wiki. See, I think I can go, or I'm saying wiki, it's the handbook, FreeBSD handbook. I can actually close that out now. There's the installer. Go back to that handbook link. And you can rest assured this will be in the link will be in the notes, or more than likely as titles as well. So we follow this verbatim, copied and pasted straight out of this handbook. How much more simpler can that be? And you can see, get rid of that. See, it's the first time this has been booted up. So we got right here. Look at there. Seems to be working just fine. Very good. So thank you very much for watching. Let me get this to close out. Close that out. We'll close this video out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on another video. Peace out. Bye.